The next project we are going to make is this cardboard tote. Let's start by taking a look at the plans for our cardboard tote project. On these plans, there's currently 4 pages. I'll be sending another page that kind of explains the finish we want to do on this, but the 4 pages we have are for assembly. So if you look on these pages, everything you need to know is on these pages. Up in the upper right will be a label of what the page is, and it has the materials for our assembly. So the first step is to measure and mark out all your pieces on your cardboard. Draw them all out, and we have the other pages here that show exactly how to draw those. Then you want to carefully, without cutting your fingers or anything else, cut out all of your pieces. Start with the end pieces, and that is these end pieces on the tote. And then you can do handle, sides, bottom. Don't cut the slots in your cardboard until you measure how thick your material is. If you have 2 layers thick, you can mark this line right here, but then hold your 2 layers thick cardboard up and see how far it sticks out into here. And then you can even trace it and mark it, and then you can cut those out. After you mark those out, then you can cut them out. It's nice to use a nice sharp blade. You might have to use 1 or 2 blades for this. Make nice clean cuts, and this will fit together much easier, and it'll make your life much simpler. Once you have all your pieces cut out, so you'll have 6 of these end pieces, 3 for each end. You'll have 4 of these side pieces. That'll be 2 for here, 2 for here. You'll have 2 floor pieces or bottom pieces, and then you'll have 3 handle pieces. Okay, so glue 3 of these end pieces together, and then another 3 end pieces together, then glue 2 sides together, and glue 2 sides together, 3 handles, 2 floors. Use the same technique that we do in woodworking. Put a nice thin layer of glue on the entire surface of your cardboard piece, and then firmly press the next piece on top of that. You'll want to put a book or something on top so that the cardboard doesn't curl, because when it gets wet, just like with wood, it's going to twist and curl and warp. So set just a book, something with a little bit of weight. We don't want to crush the cardboard, but we want to just make sure that we hold it down flat while it dries. After a few hours, you can take the book off and let it completely dry for, I'd say, 24 hours to let the cardboard truly get dry, because it's going to soak up and get a little wet inside the cardboard. Once you have all of your pieces glued together, then you can start doing a test fit. First, you'll want to insert the side pieces onto the floor. Then insert those 3 pieces into the end piece. Then insert the handle into this end piece. Once you have all 4 of these inserted into one end piece, you can cap it all off with the final end piece and slide that on. Be careful not to tear, rip, or crush your cardboard. If something doesn't fit, trim it and shave it until it does, so it should slide on nice like a snug fit mortise and tenon. That's what we're basically creating out of cardboard. After you see that it fits together nice, you can start taking pieces off, glue it, put a nice layer of glue in the mortise and on the tenon, and put that back together. Next, I'll show you a hands-on approach to getting started.
All right, to get started with our cardboard tote, there's a few items that you're going to need. First of all, of course, is a piece of cardboard, an old cardboard box. Then you're going to need a ruler of some kind or a tape measure, pen or pencil, utility knife or razor blade or possibly even scissors, and then a square. So if you have a carpenter square or a speed square, that's handy. If not, don't worry. You can use just an envelope or a piece of paper or a book, something that gives you a 90-degree corner. All right, tool tip and safety tip. If you're going to be using a utility knife, be very careful that you don't cut yourself. So be careful what you're cutting through. have something underneath what you're cutting on in the table so that you don't scratch into the table. Make sure you don't overcut and cut into yourself, and most important of all, whatever you're using as a straight edge, don't slice your finger. That's the #1 injury with these. And you're not going to be able to cut all the way through the cardboard with one pass. Okay, so whatever kind of knife you're using, make sure your fingers are out of the way, and then just lightly, and especially if you're going across the grain, it's going to take more passes. You just have to make multiple passes. And just make multiple light passes. That way you don't have to put a lot of excess pressure on. You just make passes until you start poking through. Okay, that's through. When you're going with the grain, it's a lot simpler here. It's kind of at a bad angle, but when you're going with the grain, line up. Again, make sure my fingers are out of the way. I'm going to cut this way. Okay, when it's going with the grain, it's a lot easier. I got through that in 2 passes. Okay, so just take your time, be careful. Don't cut your fingers or your thumb. Don't cut your leg. Don't cut the table underneath. Just be very careful. If you can't do it carefully or don't have a knife like this, just take scissors and cut bigger pieces out and then cut up on your line as carefully as you can. One thing I want to talk about is the grain of the cardboard. So cardboard kind of has a grain just like wood does. And as you can see here, I have a piece of the cardboard cut out on top of the cardboard box that I'm using. And you can see just on the box, on the wear marks, we have these kind of wear stripes that are on it. That's from the corrugation. That's why it's called corrugated cardboard, because there's an outside face and inside face, and then squiggle corrugation cardboard in the center. And that corrugation is what gives it its strength. So if you look at cardboard and you see down these little, this has a double layer of corrugation in it. And so those corrugations are ribs that run, so you can see the end grain, that's pretty much the end grain, and you can see that these are running this way then. So that would be the grain of the cardboard. The cardboard has more strength with that grain. It's harder to bend it that way than it is, as you can see, with the grain. You can bend it pretty easy, okay? So that's why we want to try to use the grain in our advantage to make our little tote as strong as it can be. The most difficult part of this project is going to be measuring out and marking these end pieces. Okay? So once you get those marked out and cut out, the rest of this project is going to be really simple. Alright, but this will be the toughest part of this project. What you first need to do, if we take a look at the plans, we see that this piece, our end piece, is 10 inches tall by 7 inches wide. So the first thing to do would be to draw a rectangle that is 7 inches by 10 inches. Okay? And you can start by just drawing a straight line like I did. So I have a straight line that I found, and I'm going with the grain, like it says on the plans, going with the grain. So I drew a straight line 10 inches tall. Then get something that's square and mark that. Get yourself a line and then mark 7 inches wide. This was 7. And make a rectangle. Okay, so that's what I did here. Have a rectangle that's 10 by 7. Next, we just measure from the top line 2 inches down, just like it says here. We have 2 inches down from the top, which gives us the first line of our bottleneck. And then if we come over here, and if we go 5 inches up, that gives us the other line of our bottleneck. So if we put a line and a line across there at 2 inches, that's how we can lay out our bottleneck, okay? So that's what I did here. As you can see, I screwed up. You screw up, no big deal. You're going to be cutting these out and painting them. So, got 2 inches. Make the line. Then you can just measure over. We're in the center. So find the center of your 7 inches, which would be 3.5. Once you find that, then you can center everything around there. Okay, we have our 2 inches, 2 inches, and then we just make a line down to our 5-inch mark that we put on. Okay, once you do that, just start doing the math and the measurements and mark these out. You can mark them out for now. Don't cut them until you verify the thickness of your corrugated cardboard, because like this is going to be a cutout for 2 pieces. They're going to be sliding through there of the side piece, and that's what I say 2 layers thick. All right, so once you have it all marked out and all the measurements are there, then you can start cutting.
Now that I have all my pieces cut out, it's time to start doing a dry fit. Now that you have it all dry fit together, I'll let you get gluing. Good luck.